Welcome to Team DataFam Tableau User Group meeting number 33. This TUG works a little bit differently to others, so we meet at a whole heap of different times. So we meet when the presenter is available rather than the audience. So you'll check our schedule on the user group's website to see when our next meeting is, and I'll tell you about that at the end. We have a wide range of meetings just to suit when the presenter is available and what the presenter wants to show. So sometimes we have presentations from TC25, sometimes we have presentations from other conferences around the world like Visit Sydney, and today we've got Siobhan repeating a presentation that she did at the Island TUG earlier. I think that's right. I'll cut that out if it's not right. So if you would like to present at any time, please email me at team.datafam@gmail.com and we'll find a slot for you. Today we have Siobhan presenting increasing user engagement and what she's done at the Bank of Ireland to increase engagement and use of Tableau. So I'll hand it over to you, but I'm driving the slide deck, so I'm just going to go back to here. Over to you, Siobhan.
Thanks, Chris. Brilliant. So I am going to introduce myself. So I'm Siobhan Mawhinney. I'm currently manager at Bank of Ireland for the Tableau Centre of Excellence. And I'm also part of the Tableau user group in Dublin. And in January, earlier this year, we presented our hopes and ambitions for 2025 and increasing user engagement in Bank of Ireland. I want to give everybody a warning. So apologies if you were at that event. But it's going to be a bit like Grand Designs kind of revisited. You are going to have to sit through what we did talk about in January just to have the kind of full effect of what we've done and how far we've come since then. So I will be talking you through what we covered in January as well. I'm going to introduce my team. So this is myself. I manage a team of 8 people, and the OGs, I joined them 2 years ago, were Rakesh, Kalyani and Rachel. They'd already been on the team for about a year at that point. Then Hubert joined us later. Hubert has 10 years experience in Bank of Ireland, and he joins us from the mortgages business with an interest in data viz. And then later last year, Ayo joined us. And finally, Chris, Sean and Jagar joined the team late last year. So we've really, in 2024, we really built ourselves up into a proper team, and we were kind of trying to find our identity and exactly what we do as a team and deliver as a team. This is what we do. So like I said, in 2024, we're really just trying to settle ourselves and get clear in our minds our processes and how they all link together. And really what we've become, because we took on a few new areas, we took on impact assessments and deployment of dashboards. We've really kind of made ourselves into the team that brings dashboards from start to finish in the design process, but then also maintains them afterwards. So we design dashboards from scratch along with our business stakeholders. We work in an agile manner, so we try not to focus initially on business requirements and getting everything written down, because we find that things change so much during the process that we work iteratively. So it's going to be every sort of week, checking in, designing something, checking back in the following week, and working through things iteratively with our stakeholders. And then we also deploy dashboards into production. Being in a bank, we have very strict change processes. So if you're publishing a production dashboard, it needs to be locked down and no one else can touch it once it's up there. And we take the dashboards through that process. There's a lot of paperwork and meetings and sign-offs to be got before a dashboard is allowed to go into production, and we're, the go-to team for that. And then the next thing that we do, obviously, once all the dashboards are up there, and there's a lot of legacy reports up on the server as well, we maintain the dashboards. If there's any sort of big system changes in the background, so data changes in EDW or in EDL, we would get reports from the data teams on exactly what's changing. We search the metadata in Tableau for reports that are using those things, and we make sure that those reports aren't impacted. We work with the data team to test the dashboards on test servers, and the owners of those dashboards to sign off on UAT. So we investigate the impact on dashboards, we mitigate the impact of any changes on the dashboards, and we update existing dashboards. So if someone has something they want changed in their dashboard, they can come to us. Unfortunately, though, I will caveat that we are a project team, so we need funding. So if somebody does want to change, it will need to be covered. Usually the impacted dashboards are covered by the project. But if a stakeholder needs a change to their dashboard, they will have to pay for it, but we are very upfront in that process. So that was us kind of establishing ourselves in 2024. And then coming through to this year, we set ourselves up with Jira. We track all of our times and jobs and issues on Jira. And this is what 2025 looks like so far. So a big shout out to my team, because I wouldn't have this information if we didn't log our time quite strictly. So you can see that it has got a bit quiet over the summer, which none of us are complaining about, because that was holiday time. And hopefully, well, not hopefully, it is starting to pick up coming up to December. There's lots of big deliveries for the December change freeze. So a big shout out to my team. We've really embraced Jira. We use it for a lot of our stuff, not just our tasks, work related, but also development time, just to make sure everybody's taken exactly what they're supposed to. So that's 2025 on our team. So where are we now? Kind of at the start of this year, we had a service desk. We have a service desk. It's our front-facing interface with the rest of the bank. But to be honest, nobody really knows where it is. We would have to send them a link and tell them about the process. I multiple emails last year saying exactly the same thing. Go to the service desk, please raise a ticket, and it will be considered at our Wednesday meetings. And then it'll be brought onto our work stack, and then costings will be attached. So brilliant having a service desk. We take our tickets from the service desk, we put them on our Jira board, but there really was probably a missing link there in exactly where it was and how to use it. We are measuring our delivery. So at the start of this year, we were really solid on measuring our delivery using Jira and working in an agile way with our stakeholders through the iterative process. But what was next then for us? We get lots of positive feedback. This year, we were nominated 10 times for recognition awards. Unfortunately, didn't make it through to the final, but we're getting lots of positive feedback from the stakeholders that we do engage with. So we're doing something right, but there's always more that could be done. We wanted to engage more, and not only engage more with stakeholders that we currently have, but everybody who's using Tableau. We've over 2,000 at least, I'm probably underestimating that, users on our Tableau server. And we're probably only engaging with like 1% of them. We want to establish a meaningful connection with the rest of the bank so that people know where to go when they need help. And how are we going to do that? I went to the DataFam event, the Tableau DataFam event in 2024 in London. Thank goodness I came to London for the first time. And there was some really inspiring talks. There was one by a lady from TUI who had talked about the hub that they'd set up. And then there was another talk. There was a lady from John Lewis who was talking about their sort of Viva Engage channels that they'd set up. So I took away some inspiration from those, and we wanted to increase engagement. We wanted to reach more stakeholders. We want to improve our community well-being so people don't have to ask for things, that we can hold events in a central channel. People know where to go to listen back to them, and they know where to come to ask questions. We also want to increase our accountability. That was really important. We want people to know that we are out there and we are servicing the Tableau dashboards on the server. if they ever need anything. We want to improve efficiency, so I don't want to send multiple emails out explaining the same thing to people. If there's a central place that they can go to answer the questions themselves, so much better. And improve accessibility so people know where to go. So this is what we had dreamt up at the very start of this year, was a Tableau hub, somewhere where people could raise requests, they could click into the community, they could have a Tableau library. There's a lot of questions like what dashboards are out there. We have a list, Tableau inventory of Tableau dashboards and their owners. We're going to also build that out with descriptions of the dashboards, which will also help. So we wanted to put our Tableau library up there, some frequently asked questions, any up and coming events, and then just nice links. We kind of, at the very end, we would leave people with their dashboards and try to do a little bit of training. But if they ever wanted to come back and revisit that, there is lots of material out there on the internet. But this would provide links to that then. So that was our ambition at the start of this year. And this is what it looks like. So we went with the Enterprise Reporting Hub. There's a bit of a rebrand in Bank of Ireland, and Enterprise Services is our area now. So we thought, let's do the Enterprise Reporting Hub. We have buttons now. You can actually get to this page from our main homepage. So everybody who opens it in the morning, the Insights page, they can click on, I forget which drop down we're on, but one of the wee drop downs, and we're just right there, Enterprise Reporting Hub. So hopefully anybody could find it. We've got information on access, so how to get access to dashboards. We've got information on incidents. So if you have a problem with your dashboard, the data hasn't loaded, this is how to raise an incident, because that would go to a different team, the infrastructure team, not our team. So it's very important. It kind of redirects, just makes sure that people are raising questions or problems with the right people. And then there's also services, so that's our team. If you need a service request, that takes you through to our service desk, which is brilliant. We also have community learning and the Tableau library. We're planning to automate that. So that's going to be a Power App in the background. And my team, whenever we deploy a new dashboard to production, we'll put the dashboard on that inventory and it'll naturally flow through, hopefully, to this link. And it'll be a dynamic inventory list then. People will be able to search it. And like I said, we're going to add descriptions and really just build that out. So it's a better search engine for what's in Tableau and on our server. We also have not legacy reporting, but non-Tableau reports in there, so people will know all of the reports. And then to link into all of this, so into our Enterprise Hub, we've set up our Viva Engage channel. We've got questions, so you can put questions up there. We've got informative videos we've posted on how to raise an access request, for instance, so how to use the Enterprise Hub. We have over 2,000 people on this channel, so it's a great reach, like nothing we've ever had before. And to the right-hand side there is an event that Seb from Tableau recently done for us, just showing viewers, not technical users, the nice things they can do in their Tableau dashboards. What we'd like to do is people to stay just that little bit longer in Tableau. I'm sure you've heard this before, but there's quite a few of our users who go in, download the Excel of the report and leave. And we would like them to stay a little bit longer. I can see Alfredo nodding. Yeah, exactly. And we would love them to stay a bit longer. So that's what we're hoping with these events. They can maybe show, we can show them how to set up a view or a subscription or an alert and get them to hang around a bit longer in Tableau. So that's what we're hoping to do with our Viva Engage channel. And I just wanted to highlight the user event that Seb recently done I've never had a Teams meeting with so many people. And it was at 488 on that screenshot, but it actually went up to about 600 people joining just to see how they could use their Tableau dashboards a bit better. So it's going well. Plans for the future. would be the inventory. So the report inventory, getting that a bit tidier and a lot more detail in it. And then also more frequent user events. I also feel like we're missing a kind of incident channel, because we would have instances where data is late coming in and there's an email that gets sent around, but I think that would actually be better as potentially a post. But I don't want to clutter our Viva Engage channel. So thinking about how to set that up somewhere, maybe as a separate chat on the Viva Engage channel, just to give people an awareness of things that are maybe happening, incidents with data that may be affecting their dashboards without them having to go looking themselves. So yeah, that's my update on where we are. Very, very pleased with the progress. My team put so much hard work into the design of that Enterprise Hub and the Viva Engage channel. The Viva Engage channel can change. So we've got our little logo, and we've tied it into the Pride events in the bank and autumn and spring and stuff. So it's all just a bit of some fun with our stakeholders. Thanks, Chris.
Awesome, that was good. So usually I have the chat running in the background, and obviously I can't do that when I'm doing the presenting in the middle. So any questions from anybody? There is no questions on the chat. Interesting. Very quiet. No one's got any questions. Okay, we'll move on. Siobhan's contact details, obviously contact on LinkedIn. I don't usually have the numbers at the end, but it's still easy to find anyway. Just search for the name. It's easy.
It's a very distinctive name.
Yeah.
I don't imagine there's very many of me out there.
That's cool. It's good to have something unique because then it's easy to find.
True. I worked with an Alan Brown once, and he had a nightmare. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was always 2 or 3 of him. Bless him.
That's good. Okay, so we'll move on to Fast 5, which is just 5 really fast, easy questions. I didn't put the credit on here, but I should actually credit Viraj. He created these questions for me. I just didn't put his name on this slide, so I'll do it verbally rather than visually as well. So again, 5 quick questions, quick answers. They're not supposed to be hard at all. You can pass if you want to, but hopefully it's just a quick answer and just what your personal thoughts are. So the first question is, what is your all-time favorite chart type?
I'm a stickler for a scatter plot when you're looking at your data for the very first time. Just put it on a scatter plot. But whenever I'm visualizing stuff for stakeholders, bar charts. Has to be bar charts, default.
Definitely. And what is the most time-consuming part of building a dashboard for you?
Oh, the colours and fonts and all that, the fancy stuff at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
Perfect. And what is the first word that comes to mind when you hear data storytelling?
The first thing that comes to mind is showing what has changed significantly over time would be my idea of what data storytelling is. So yeah, what's changing.
Perfect. And can you briefly describe the visual most proud of creating?
I do love a Sankey graph. So, but it wasn't me who created it. It was a couple of guys on my team, and it was really pretty. And it showed BER ratings, so your rating for the energy efficiency of your house, and how customers had moved from one rating to another, potentially, and the volumes. And it was lovely. Do you like a Sankey graph?
Yep, very good. Yeah, that'd be good use for it as well as energy in the house as well. Yeah. And finally, if you could visualize any data set in the world, what would it be?
I previously worked as a statistician, so I'm going to talk from my own experience, and I loved the births data set. I used to analyze births, deaths, and marriages, and the births one with baby names, loved it. Would analyze that forever. Yep, that's my
Oh,
favorite.
and you mean the changing popularity over time as well? Yeah.
Yeah. No baby in Northern Ireland was born called Siobhan since about 2000, year 2000. So yeah, that was fun. I like that.
Yep. And sometimes those names are influenced by movies and stuff as well. Like a movie will come out and then you'll see the name like rise up in popularity as well.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks for that. That's easy. Our next session is next week. Jim Dana doing a brand new presentation. He changed it. He was going to do order of operations, and he thinks it's better to do fun ways to tackle 6 tough problems. So again, you can see the times there. It doesn't really help Europe because suddenly it's in the middle of the night, but obviously Jim's in the east coast of US, so it's got to be at a good time for him. Okay time if you're in Australia, not so good if you're in Europe, but we've always got the recordings on YouTube. So every session for this tug and a whole heap of other online tugs are on YouTube at Team DataFam. If you don't watch the presentation, you can listen to them on the podcast on Spotify and Apple as well. And as I said, if you've got any feedback or if you want to present at any time, please email me at team.datafam@gmail.com. But thank you, Siobhan, for that. It was really good to see how you've actually taken the team and what you do with Tableau at the Bank of Ireland. And it's good that you're using Jira as well, because I loved using Jira.
Thanks, Chris. It was lovely to meet you all. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye.